Okay, let's go back to the 1960s. The Cold War is at an all-time high, and the United States government has developed a massive, borderline unhealthy obsession with one single man, Cuban leader Fidel Castro. After the embarrassing disaster of the Bay of Pigs invasion, the Kennedy administration realized they couldn't just launch a full-scale military invasion without risking World War III. So, the White House turned to the CIA and gave them a single directive: make Castro disappear. This top-secret campaign was codenamed Operation Mongoose. But instead of acting like elite, cold-blooded assassins, the CIA's tactical team essentially turned into a live-action Looney Tunes episode. They didn't just want to get rid of him, they wanted to humiliate him. And their brainstorming sessions produced ideas that sound completely fictional. The CIA decided the best way to hit Castro was through his favorite hobbies. Everyone knew Castro loved two things: smoking massive cigars and scuba diving. So, the mad scientists at the CIA's Technical Service Division went to work. First up, the explosive cigar. The CIA literally manufactured a high-end cigar packed with enough high explosives to blow his head clean off. The plan was to slip it into his personal stash during a UN visit. Then, they thought, no, what if we poison it instead? So they made another cigar laced with botulinum toxin, a poison so deadly he would drop dead the moment it touched his lips. When the cigar plans fell through, they looked at his love for the ocean. They cooked up a plot to hire a team of divers to find a spectacular, massive tropical seashell, pack it full of explosives, paint it bright, eye-catching colors, and drop it on Castro's favorite coral reef. The goal was to literally trick the leader of Cuba into swimming over to pick up a cool shell, only for it to blow up in his face. But the absolute peak of Operation Mongoose wasn't the explosives. It was the pettiness. The CIA realized that a huge part of Castro's powerful, revolutionary image was his iconic beard. If they couldn't kill him, they figured they could just ruin his vibe. They designed a plot to use thallium salts, a highly toxic chemical known for causing extreme hair loss. The plan was to wait until Castro was staying at a foreign hotel, sneak into his room at night and dust the insides of his boots with the chemical. When his body absorbed it, all his hair, including his legendary beard, would completely fall off on live television, destroying his public image. And if that wasn't weird enough, they even floated Operation Bounty. The plan was to use a US submarine to project a giant, glowing, three-dimensional hologram of Jesus Christ into the night sky over Cuba, while secret agents broadcasted fake prophecies over the radio, telling the citizens to overthrow Castro. They truly believed a floating space Jesus would solve their geopolitical problems. Of course, none of it worked. Not a single plot. The exploding shell was too heavy to sink properly. The toxic boots plan was cancelled at the last second. And Castro's security detail caught the poison cigars before they even reached his desk. In total, historians estimate the CIA and various factions tried to assassinate or humiliate Castro over 600 times throughout his life. He survived every single one of them, outlasted 8 different US presidents, and eventually died of old age at 90 years old. Operation Mongoose eventually dissolved into a legendary historical embarrassment. It stands as the ultimate proof that when a government agency gets an infinite budget, zero oversight, and a hyperfixation on one guy, they stop acting like James Bond and start acting like a cartoon villain who just can't seem to catch the Roadrunner.